The immediate instrumentation is all reusable. This is very important because it doesn't add any further cost to an operation, which is quite simple. And you have seen more or less all the instruments this morning. And the video I will show is characterized by 5 main steps, starting from the incision and going to the closure. This is the position of the patient. As you can see, there is no hyperextension of the neck. This is very important because it's one of the main reasons for the postoperative pain depends upon the hyperextension of the neck. This is the small incision. It's 1.5. This use these small retractors, which has been derived from Alvin-Avey retractors. And the most important thing is to keep exactly on the midline. As you have seen today, you don't see a drop of blood if you stay exactly on the midline or linea alba. Once you are ready to start the endoscopic operation, you put longer retractors, and from this point on, the operation is performed under the control of the endoscope. First step is to divide the middle thyroid vein, or the branches coming from, and we use, in this video, we use the harmonic scalpel. Once the mid-thyroid vein has been divided, you can gain the full access to the thyroid lobe. It's important to see very well the carotid artery. This is a very important landmark because you can operate this way if you put one retractor on the carotid artery and the second retractor on the thyroid lobe, which is here. Then you rotate the camera, which is at 30 degrees, I remind you, and you have a very good view at this point in time of the upper pedicle. Once you are on the upper pedicle, you can dissect it, always keeping the inactive shear in contact to the external branch of the superior laryngeal nerve. It's important because in the harmonic scalpel, one shear is very hot and the other one is not, because all the energy comes to the rotating blade. This is an incredibly nice view of the superior laryngeal nerve, which is quite rare to see this way with conventional surgery. We finalize the section of the upper pedicle, and we are ready to move again, rotating. These are the vessels transected, you see. We rotate the camera again, and we are ready to dissect and first identify the inferior laryngeal nerve or recurrent nerve, which is very easy to see thanks to the optical magnification. You see this vessel, all the vessels covering the recurring nerve. You have to trace it carefully. This is the recurring nerve, and you have to trace it, to follow it, until it bends medially. You see this curve. It bends medially to enter the larynx. At this point, you can stop, and after having seen the superior parathyroid gland, which is here, you are ready to extract the lobe, which has been completely surrounded and prepared. To do so, you change again the retractors, and you go towards the thyroid lobe. You have to grab the thyroid lobe exactly on the point where you have divided the vessels. And you recognize the point where you have divided the upper pedicle. You grab it, which is here. You grab it and you divide the isthmus. In this case, we also had a short pyramidal lobe, which can be easily transected. And then the most important step is to start the section of the isthmus looking very careful to the tracheal plane. Again, you see that the inactive blade is in contact with the trachea, because otherwise you could be at risk of injuring the trachea. So you see the tracheal plane here very well, so you can follow all the isthmus all along the tracheal plane. And at this point, you see here the pyramidal lobe, the short pyramidal lobe, the upper pedicle, and the entire lobe is out, and you can finalize the operation like in open surgery. It's important to check again on the nerve, to check again on the inferior parathyroid gland, which very often is very close to the surface of the thyroid gland. You can separate from the thyroid gland. The inferior parathyroid gland will jump down, and you are ready to remove completely the lobe. Of course, when you are so close to the nerve, what you can do is to put a clip, because using energy could be dangerous for the transmission of the heat. So you put clip and you separate the superior branches of the inferior thyroid artery. Then you can separate from the other lobe, and since most of our operations are total thyroidectomy, of course we can go through this same incision to the opposite lobe and removing the other lobe, performing a total thyroidectomy. You see at the end of the operation the recurrent nerve, the superior parathyroid gland. You see very good color, which witnesses the good blood supply of the gland and the inferior parathyroid gland. So we are ready to close. Put just a single stitch and sealant, and the operation is over. The patient can go home.